And now I'm excited to actually get to talk to three people who are doing embedding live in sort of real life and hear a little bit about their experiences. So maybe let's just go down the line and get the 20-second, who are you, what do you do? Maybe Rajesh, we'll start with you.
Oh, okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rajesh Bhatia. As Catherine said, I'm the Chief Technology Officer here at Keap. Keap is a SaaS company that provides CRM and sales and marketing automation for small businesses. We have thousands of customers on our platform. We have architected the entire platform on Google Cloud, on GCP, and it was great. We started this journey many, many years back, and it was great that Looker also came into the foundation of the Google platform as well. So that's my introduction.
Great, thank you. Prashant, how about you?
Sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Oh, perfect. I'm the Chief Technology Officer at Inspyrus. Inspyrus is a fintech company. Our platform allows our customers to automate their invoice processing. So we are using Looker to embed analytics in our platform so that different audiences of our platform, like CFOs, controllers, can look at what their spend looks like, what their invoices look like, and it's been a great success for us. And we continue to expand Looker's usage in our platform.
Great. How about you, Finn?
Morning, folks. Yeah, so I'm one of the co-founders and chief product officer here at Glofox. So what Glofox is an end-to-end business management platform for the fitness industry. So we're also a SaaS product. We have SME customers and enterprise customers, typically gyms or studios, about 4,000 businesses in about 50 different countries. So we've just started our journey of the embed in the last 6 months or so, but so far so good.
Great. So maybe let's start, and we'll go down the line in reverse order. So Finn, I'll start with you. And particularly since you just mentioned sort of being at the beginning of your journey, I'm curious sort of what was there before. So in other words, for some companies, it's, we just didn't give data to our customers or our partners or our suppliers. That wasn't a thing we did. For some, it's, we had a very sad employee who had to pull 1,000 CSVs every month. For some, it's, we built a thing in-house and it was getting unwieldy to maintain. But, so what did the journey to providing analytics to your customers look like?
Sure, yeah. So I think some of those points you just mentioned were definitely challenges for us. We did have reporting within our product, but we got constant feedback that we needed to have a little bit more depth in the reports that we had, and we needed some more insights and analytics for particularly our enterprise customers that we started to work with in the last 2 years or so. So then we're kind of at that crossroads of, do we build all these reports in ourselves, or do we focus on our core and partner with Looker? So we made that decision, and then obviously that has given us the benefit that we can focus on everything else, and our engineers can build on our main product, where now we can embed these visualizations and add these reports, in a seamless way for our users. So I'm happy with that decision we made, and we can add new reports pretty quickly as well. So that's obviously a big factor too.
Got it. So it sounds like you were sort of had something basic, getting pushes from particularly your biggest customers saying, we need more, and that was sort of what raised the question of how do we move forward for you all.
Exactly.
Prashant, how about you?
So for us, actually, we had embedded analytics in our platform from the get-go when we created our platform, which was about 10 years back. But we were using a different tool, and about a couple of years back, we realized that for the scale and for the performance that we were looking at, that particular tool was not working. So that's when we decided to switch to Looker. So it's been about 2 years since that we've been using it, and obviously, all the issues that we were looking to solve have been taken care of. So we've always had embedded analytics. Looker has enabled the kind of performance that we wanted out of our analytics.
Got it. And Rajesh, how about you?
Yeah, so for us, it was interesting. We always use Looker for our internal analytics, right? Our finance department, our product department, looking at data and analyzing it. Because as a SaaS company, data is obviously critical for us to not only just improve our products, our finances, et cetera, as well. So So we always use that as an internal thing. And then as in our product, we offered essentially reporting, right? We just had reports. We still have our reports that we offer. But then we started creating a good, better, best lineup, right? And then what we said was, in order to differentiate our best lineup, we would start embedding analytics in there. And because we already were using Looker for our internal purposes, we already had expertise built in for that. And then Looker had this embedded version. We started introducing the embedded analytics in our most advanced edition of the product as well. And that's been pretty successful for us, just as an upgrade mechanism for customers reaching for more in our top of the lineup. And just like Finn said, right, like we want to focus on what we're good at, and analytics is, we're not going to build that, right? Like, so partnering with Looker totally made sense for us.
Got it. Yeah. So maybe Prashant, I'll start this one with you. What did the implementation process look like? Was it, was it a sort of thing where you built out the entire sort of stack and the new system before you rolled it out to anybody? Was it a more agile methodology? How much was it driven by customers' needs and wants, and sort of how long did it take?
Sure. So for us, actually, the implementation was very straightforward. We knew what kind of dashboards and reports we wanted to show to our customers, since we already had the embedded analytics offering. Right. So for us, once we were done with our evaluation of what who will actually replace our old tool, it took us about a total of 3 months to go from the start of the project to rolling it out to all our customers. And of these 3 months, about a month was spent on the ELT layer to just move the data from our databases over to Snowflake, which is a cloud data warehouse. But then after that was done, it took us a couple of weeks actually to build the dashboards and the reports in Looker. So it was really fast. And then the rest of the time was just to kind of get our customers accustomed to the new look and feel, right? They were used to our old platform. So we spent about 1.5 months doing that. So for us, the total amount of time that it took to get Looker up and running was really fast. And that was one of the reasons why we landed up selecting Looker during our POC process, is because the way development is done in Looker is very elegant. And it makes for a very developer-centric view, and for us at least, it was very easy for us to roll it out.
Got it. Yeah. And Rajesh, you mentioned that you already were using Looker internally. So I'm curious, sort of, what did that look like when you decided to pull the trigger and start providing analytics to your customers? Obviously you already had the expertise in-house about how to implement Looker, but how long did that take? Did that really supercharge the process and make it go fast?
Yeah, I think similar to what Prashant said, like our experience was similar. We already had expertise on building the dashboards, right? So that was already in-house. Our backend warehouse was for internal purposes is BigQuery, but for external we had to move to Snowflake. So that was some process that had to be involved. But most importantly for us, because we are selling to small businesses, we had to make sure the analytics are crisp, right to the point, right? Like we don't have the flexibility of customers trying to interpret it. Like we had to do a lot of research on that side. But luckily for us, we had actually a partner network that had built these dashboards because they were missing in our product. So we essentially, learned from them and learned from our customers. So I think the overall process probably took us about, a little over 3 months or so, 3 to 4 months to try to go from inceptions to actually a beta stage or alpha stage to get it out, and then probably a couple more months to just fine tune it and get into production.
Got it. Makes sense. How about you, Finn? What did implementation look like for Glofox?
Yeah, I think in terms of our phases like that, we had Looker standalone that we could go and do that validation with our customers directly to make sure that we were building the right reports and insights. And then it was just a case of doing that technical implementation of doing the embed. So end to end, I would say that took between 1 to 2 months. But once we got those foundations in place, even recently we added a new report in a couple of days, right? So the foundational work took the time, but I think now just adding new reports is obviously going to be a lot quicker. So yeah, a lot of the research was done up front with our customers to make sure we're building the right thing or giving the right reports for our audience. But yeah, once the implementation was done, it's pretty seamless.
Nice. And Rajesh, you mentioned that first, and then Finn was just touching on it as well. I'm curious, can you say a little bit more about sort of what you found when you put reports in people's hands? You know, it sounded like maybe you had some experience where you put a report in someone's hands and it wasn't sort of as crisp and to the point as they needed. I'm totally curious about this because I think this is a sort of is a problem across the board, both for internal analytics and for embedded analytics, but it's particularly sort of important when the people that you're putting the reports in front of are your customers rather than your colleagues.
Yeah, so I think that was the part that had the biggest research for us. And actually, we spent a couple of months between our alpha state when we first introduced to getting to production, because there was a lot of feedback that we got from our customers. They loved the visualization. They loved, the ability to drill through, because that was important for them, right? It's not just important charts and graphs, but now I want to look at the details behind those bars and graphs, et cetera. So that was important. That was initially, I think, a miss on our part. So we had to build that part. That was kind of good feedback that they gave us. They wanted the ability to save the report, to email the report, to schedule those analytics to come things. So that was important for us. We built that as well. They wanted the filtering capabilities, which was important as well. But I think, and this is the one that we're working on right now, is they wanted more configurability, right? So just because I have got these fixed dashboard analytics that may address 60 or 70% of their things, now how do we make it configurable so that it's delightful and personalized to their needs, et cetera? And that's what we're working on right now, because what we don't want to do is open up the Looker Designer for people, because again, our customers are small businesses, right? That they don't want to understand, the Looker Designer, et cetera. So that's kind of our next phase of this journey, things. But I think once we can get to that point, I think it would be amazing to provide the flexibility that Looker provides, the visualizations, et cetera, and the backend that can support that.
Got it. Finn, can you say a little bit more? I mean, you're serving gym owners, right? So not someone that people would necessarily think of as, oh, yes, of course they're data savvy and they're living in a BI tool, right? Totally curious how that impacted how you decided to build out what you're providing.
Yeah, it's similar to what Rajesh was saying there. The fact that, as you said, our customers are SMBs and may not be as tech savvy as some clients. So it was really important that we get these reports crisp and clear. But to that point, similar, they wanted to see the high level holistic reports and insights on their business, but also get the drill down of being able to get to the granular information they needed. So that was also a miss that we had as well, in that we were giving them the visualizations, but they needed that drill down to be able to, see a trend and go, okay, what does this mean? So I think that was certainly a learning point for us as well.
Yeah, I think that hits on it so perfectly, right? It's like the high level tells you how things are going, but when something isn't right, the obvious next question is, well, what's going wrong? Why is it not, right? And the answer is going to live deeper down in that data. And so giving people the ability to drill down so that they can answer that follow-up question and the follow-up to that question themselves is really critical. Prashant, your customers are, at least I would think are pretty data savvy, right? If they're CFOs, they're living in data. I'm curious how that impacted what you all decided to build.
Yeah, so for us, actually, our customer base is quite different, right? Our customers are usually, upwards of $2-3 billion in revenue. And the user base is interesting, right? So we have users who are executives like CFOs and controllers, but at the same time, we also have people who are doing the day-to-day accounts payables work. So for us, the reports and the dashboards that we have are very, very varied, right? We have some dashboards that are focused on serving kind of the executive needs, and then there are dashboards which are focused on more operations day-to-day. The key thing for us has been, and Looker has been great at it, is we usually get, of course, our customers demand performance and they demand fast turnaround times. So that Looker has solved that problem for us very well. Now, when a particular user or a customer asks us to make a change, maybe they want to see a new column or a new report, it takes us literally hours to maybe a day to kind of turn that around. that has been the biggest thing for us, because that used to take us weeks and months to do before. I'll also kind of add the same point that was made is about the details, right? Being able to look at the data, you're looking at a graph. Our customers use these reports to do their month-end and quarter-end work. So it's critical for them to be able to get to the details, and Looker makes that very easy. But I think it's the turnaround time that's the highlight for us, because it makes it's so fast for us to turn things around now.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm hearing from all three of you is that missing is part of the process, right? Providing something that's not quite right is part of the process and to be expected. And so the ability to actually iterate and to iterate really quickly and say, oh, you want that extra column? That's no problem. We'll have it for you this afternoon. That's where you can really wow people, right? Is that ability to roll with the punches and say, yeah, no, we get it that everyone's needs are a little bit different, or that this might not be exactly what you were looking for. Let us fix that for you and do it really quickly. So I think we have time maybe for one more question, even though I have a lot more questions. But maybe we'll start with you, Finn, for this last one. How have you thought about sort of proving out the value of having analytics as part of the stack? Like, how does that let you compete against other solutions, or make your product stickier for customers? How have you thought about sort of the ROI on making this investment?
Yeah, I think what we've done is we've done two things. One is we've made the table stakes reports part of the package, right? So and then we thought of let's do an upsell here as well. So similar to what Rajesh has done of having an add-on for more of the savvy folks that want to get the deeper insights. So for us, it's definitely an additional revenue stream now that is, originally is like, let's provide value to our customers. Let's still, move quicker and focus on the rest of our core. But now we see this as a ability to monetize our customer base and add additional value and get those folks to pay for the additional insights that need it. You mentioned that point on stickiness. I definitely think, and we see from our data as well, there's more engagement now that our customers are using these reports, and as a result, they're likely going to be stickier and obviously using the product a little bit more than they were before. So there's definitely some other outcomes that we've got as a business other than the additional revenue that we're seeing in customer engagement, for sure.
Got it. That's great. Prashant, how about you?
So for us, actually, embedded analytics is a critical part of our sales process. When we actually compete, it stands out what we have to offer. Our competitors don't have the kind of embedded analytics that we do. So that's the first piece. The second piece is from a usage standpoint, right? There's direct information for us, right? Our customers ask for more licenses for embedded analytics, right? We don't give embedded analytics out to all the users at our customers, right? By default, our platform comes with 5 licenses, but we continuously get requests for adding more licenses. So that's just proof for us that what we are giving is working for our customers.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
And sorry, one more point I'll add, right? So we have differentiated it by view users versus explore users. So that's another proof point where our customers ask us to provide explore licenses so that they can do their own, build their own reports beyond what we give.
Got it. And Rajesh, you get the last word. How have you thought about sort of proving out value of having this as part of Keap?
Yeah, I think there's multiple factors, and I think Finn touched on that. We obviously sell to small businesses, so managing retention, churn, usage, etc., is all important. So that's one factor. We have more analytics. The customers and users are more engaged. The other one for us is just the upgrade path, right? Because we don't provide it on the lower tiers of our product, we provide the higher tiers of our product. That's another way that we measure the usage and the value or the return of investment. And the third one, and I think all of us face that as well, is competitive landscape as well, right? Customers, at least at the highest tier, do expect that, et cetera, or our competitors have that. So we wanted to make sure that is there as well from our standpoint, and that's how we measure the return of our investment in here in the embedded Looker. That's
fantastic. Thank you all. I wish that we could keep going because I really do have a bunch more questions about how you decided to build versus buy, and what your data stack and architecture looks like. But we'll have to save that for next time. So Rajesh, Prashant, Finn, thank you so much for sharing your experiences with me and with the audience. I know there's nothing more helpful than hearing from people who have actually been in the trenches making the same decisions that I suspect a lot of the audience are grappling with right now. So thank you all for joining us.